I did. I did. I was. I was MVP of the game. I thought he changed the outcome of the game. For those, the ball didn't stick with him. Defensively, I was extremely impressed. His ball pressure, without fouling, was off the chart. His instincts were great. We saw a little bit of him finishing, but I thought he's a guy that when he was in the game really changed the makeup of the game and the tempo of the game. But I'm looking forward to going to see him tomorrow night. And really, really proud of him, and he's done nothing to represent the right way.
For a team that has a bunch of guys that used to be you guys, for him to sort of dictate the pace and how that team plays.
Well, I think that everybody's been impressed with his versatility. Everything is. The one thing with Ayo that I have come to really appreciate is everybody likes playing with Ayo. That speaks volumes as to what kind of person he is as a teammate. And you look at his approach going into the trials was knowing everybody would want to score. He's just took the opposite approach. I'm going to guard, and I'm going to know every position on the floor so I can play the point or all the way to the four. And they have done that with him throughout in terms of their practices. So when you're a complete player at both ends of the court and your mentality is to help your team win, that's everything that we're trying to accomplish here. And Bill's obviously seen that with USA Basketball, and that's something that just translates, and the reason he's won 2 state championships.
This incoming class has a lot of offensive talent, but as I was showing now with his length, athleticism, you have some other guys like that with Allen and Tavion. What can they bring defensively for you?
Deflections, steals, passing lanes. And I say this all the time. To me, length is more important than height. And when you have the ability to distract a ball handler because of your length, you throw DeMonte in there and you look back at what he did this year defensively just simply because of length, and now you start adding more pieces to that. That becomes something that we like to say we're cooking with gas now. We've got guys that can get in those passing lanes and guys who can do some things that other guys can't, just simply based on sheer genetics and athleticism. So we've got a good group in terms of length, and I'm excited to get that group out here.
And on the other end, what do you feel like Tavion can bring offensively to this group?
That'll give me a chance to coach him a little bit, but I think the one thing he's so versatile. Here's a guy who played 6'7". He's got tremendous length. He played the points a lot for his high school team. I think that helped him. It might have brought his point numbers down a little bit from up, but in the long run, it's made him a better player. Tev's a guy with great vision. He's a very, very good passer. Everybody talks about his shooting and his ability to make baskets, but I think just as importantly, he's got athleticism where he can finish at the rim, and he's got just a tremendous court vision that allows him to make other players better. And that's what excites me about this group is their vision, their ability to pass, their ability to make teammates better. And Tev's got great athleticism, and that's something that will be nice to see at 6'7" on the wing.
With him playing point guard before, do you see him being someone that can play the 1 through 4 spots?
See him playing a lot of spots. I think that's part of what we're trying to get to. I think we're trying to get to positionless. And I think his versatility allows him to guard a lot of spots. I think his length allows him to guard a lot of spots. And then obviously being more comfortable, having played the point and do some of those things, you can put him in ball screens, you can run him off screens. His versatility is something it's a nice luxury.
Brad, I watch Ayo, and it seems like with this USA basketball team, you kind of figured out what his role would be. How rare is that for a freshman or kid at one of those things? And how encouraging is that coming in here?
Oh, it's so unique. I think that's why he wins. And I think there's I think the best compliment a player can get is other people want to play with you. And I think people want to play with Ayo. People want to be around him. He's got a magnetic personality. And to not be consumed with having to be a guy that scores, he goes into the trials and says, I'm going to defend, and that's how I'm going to make the team by by knowing multiple spots and being able to play multiple positions. And I'm going to be the best defender on the team. And every coach, and obviously one as successful as Bill, appreciates that. And he was the MVP of last night's game. And that's exciting, knowing he's coming into our program. He's a talented player, not just physically, but mentally. He understands. He's got a maturity that a lot of young guys don't have.
How do you think he and Trent complement each other?
I think they're salt and pepper. I think they're great. They're not alike. And that's everything that I strive for, is to not have like players, to have guys who can do different things. Trent, early on last year, was much better off the ball than he was on the ball. So you play Io on the ball, or you can play Andres on the ball, or you can play Tab on the ball. And so those guys complement each other because they're not alike. And they're both very good passers. And you've got a guy that Trent uses his quickness guarding the basketball. Io uses his length and his speed. And so you get a different look, and that's something that I'm really excited to see on the court together.
Right now, I was picking guys up so they can hit half court. Is it something you'd like to do more this year, maybe?
It's part of the plan, and I think it's making it a 94-foot game. We've got to do a better job of not fouling, which we did. It's one thing I was really impressed with Io last night is, he's sprinting with guys and avoiding, not sprinting, trying to run into them, which we did a lot of last year. And that's a feel. That's an instinct. And we were just talking in the office and staff meeting this morning. I mean, that's one thing we don't have to teach with him. He already knows. And so, again, the length is something that, at his size, at 6'4", maybe 6'5", whatever he is, in shoes, I mean, he can bother people and give us a completely different look than say Trent can.
With trying to add one more piece in the front court before the season starts, what kind of skill set are you looking at of any player?
I think we always look for somebody who can score. I think we always look for somebody who can expand, and people don't understand that, and I use Boston. Bane sat in the corner all night because he can shoot threes. And the way we play with an open post, finding guys of size who can step out and make shots, that means the tag's longer. And when somebody does roll to the rim, and you have further to go, and so finding guys who can make baskets, finding guys who can spread the floor, finding guys who can guard multiple guys in ball screens. It's a world of ball screens today, so you've got to have some mobility in terms of being able to do that. It's an area we've got to get better at than we were last year, so trying to put all those kind of factors in there.
So kind of looking for maybe stretch forward, ideally, maybe.
I mean, I don't want to say I don't like labeling guys by position, but I think a guy of size who can step out and shoot it would be a nice attribute.
No specifics, but is the grad transfer market still developing? Is that still active?
It's a little bit. It's a different year. You're talking about a year where there hasn't been maybe as much. Maybe as many, and maybe a little different in terms of there's been a slew of perimeter guys this year, not near as active amongst size, but I think it's a trend that a lot of people aren't recruiting it either. People are looking for more perimeter-oriented, type guys. So, but it's still there's still going to be another wave.
Expect.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.